Hi everybody, it's Victoria Billings. I'm back to talk about steps for drawing Lewis structure. The first thing you want to do when drawing a Lewis structure is to find the number of valence electrons for each atom. And then you want to identify the central atom. The most metallic or least electronegative atom will be in the center of the Lewis structure that you're drawing. Remember that electronegativity decreases as you move away from fluorine on the periodic table. Fluorine is located in the upper right area of the periodic table, and moving down to the left or diagonally away from fluorine, you experience a decrease in electronegativity. Next, you want to draw bonds between the atoms. Each bond requires 2 electrons out of the total number of valence electrons that you're working with. After you've drawn the bonds, go ahead and draw the remaining electrons as lone pairs to satisfy octet rules. I made a special page of words of advice and special exceptions. Okay, so rules of advice. First thing is to remember that the skeleton or original structure that you draw may not be the final figure. The more experience you have in drawing Lewis structure, the more familiar you become with the way certain things like to bond to each other. Once you have placed all of your electrons, you need to evaluate whether or not octets have been satisfied. If they haven't, then you can usually resolve the issue by creating multiple bonds, such as double bonds or triple bonds between your atoms. And don't forget to check that you have the lowest formal charges possible. One of the other words of advice or tips or tricks that I wrote down on the front was for each negative charge, add 1 to the number of valence electrons that you're going to be working with. And I did an example here at the bottom. Alright, so I started and wrote down the valence electrons for each of the atoms I was working with. This is what I picked. Is that nitrate ion with a negative charge. So we've got nitrate, or nitrogen, oxygen, and that says VE for an extra valence electron because we have a negative charge, so we add 1. Gives you a total of 24. This right here is the skeleton, the initial structure that was drawn. Come on, focus, focus. Okay. And then next, this one has all of the bonds, and then all of the remaining electrons drawn into the structure. I made a note down here that nitrogen, as the central atom, is missing friends. Nitrogen is missing a couple of electrons down here to satisfy its octet, and in order to make everyone happy, just create a double bond on one side, and we've got all of the charges listed there. Hopefully that helps, and hopefully these 4 simple rules make it easier for you to remember how to draw Lewis structures.